is going to happen tonight.
And welcome back to KGV playing fields, where Denmark have won the toss and are going to bat against Italy. Two teams have just finished their warm-up, and I think they were having a bit of a see who could be the loudest in warm-up. But they're just in their huddle now. Denmark are ready to bat, and we're going to see this interesting game unfold. This is the 14th game in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Europe Finals. And just on the other channel, Germany are about to take on Jersey, and Ian Laggett is over there to commentate on that. So we're just waiting for the umpires to come out and they'll take the field. Just to have a look at the points table at the moment, where everything sits. It's all to play for in the other game. Jersey are sitting clear at the top there, but it's still all to play for with the other teams. They've played very well and consistent in this tournament, and it's theirs to lose really, but we'll see how the games unfold. See if we have the teams up here. This is the Denmark batting lineup. We've seen Nikolai Leisgaard and Hamid Shah bat very well at the top of the order. And I think that's the pair that are coming out at the moment. I'll just double check that for you. And the other team sheet then is for Italy. You can see some names that we've seen there all week. Joy Pereira. They'll be looking to try roll over this Denmark team. This is going to be a tough contest, and we'll see who hits the ground running first. So our two umpires that are out there today are Heath Kearns and Mary Waldron. Yeah, and it appears that it is Hamid Shah and Nikolai Leisgaard, number 83, there to open the batting for Denmark. This pair have been very good throughout the tournament. They seem to read each other well and run well between the wickets. We're very keen to get them off to a good start here. It's number 12, Shan Munasinghe, opening from the far end. This is actually a game that was supposed to take play the other day, and this on the reserve day. Fantastic conditions here for a game. It's really bright now. You can see that no clouds in the sky at the moment. And it's a wide ball to start the innings. We've seen how vital it is to get your line and length up front in this tournament. Yesterday we had the first over of a game, had 7 wides, and it definitely put the fielding side on the back foot. Good old cricket pun there. The single to get Leisgaard off the strike. Amit Shah, 26-year-old. Definitely tries to lead from the front in his batting and his bowling, and I'm hoping he comes into some confidence here. He's a good player and deserves to finish out the tournament in good form. Just for the fielding, I suppose two out for the restrictions at the moment, and they've gone for third man of fine leg with a slip in place. Oh, it's well bowled. Asking questions of Mary Waldron. Seems to be nipping around a little bit. Italy really seem up for this. A lot of movement off the ball, a lot of cheering. Amit Shah pushing at the ball there, just pushed it out to point. Very, very strong through the point and the offside. And we've highlighted this for many of the games during the week. So they'll have to keep their lines tight and not allow him to free his hands. He scored a lot of his runs through the week, through that area. Super feeling. Still ran through and got the single, but super feeling at point there. Really setting the tone. Players are up and about, hand claps. That's actually just, he nicked off there and he got away with it. They actually have, I'd say, probably a second, maybe third slip in there, and it just went in between the keeper and the slip. Disappoint. I thought that was going to hand. That's well bowled. We did ask, Laysgard didn't play yesterday, and we did ask why, and they kind of hinted that maybe his technique didn't allow him for it to open against the pace bowlers, but from the game before he seemed fine, so we're interested to have a look and see how he gets on here. It's a better option. He's in more control, laying down on the ball, moving his feet. I have Nick Maiolo coming from this end, making some of the adjustments in the field. They're pushing out a long on and a cow at the moment. Just captain talking to his bowler. "24-year-old bowls left arm orthodox." So they have a square leg and a 45 here. Interesting, they might be thinking that Shah's going to sweep. Well bowled. Italy have definitely started with much more energy than I've seen before. A lot of talking, walking in with the bowler, ready to attack. Really good running off the rope. Leisgard actually steps back, just give himself a little bit of room. Tries to hit it through the covers and just fielded by cover there. That's Shan Munasinga. Bad pronunciation. There's that shot we've actually spoke about a couple of times from Leisgard. He just bends his back leg and kind of opens up his shoulders and really hits through the line of the ball. He's very powerful in that area down to long on, long off. Score just moves on to 9 off 1.4 overs. Just over in the other game, Jersey are batting against Germany, and there's a fall of wicket already. Yeah, 4 for 1 off 1 over there, and just at the end of the second over now, it's moved on to 10 runs. Left hand, right hand combo with Hamid Shah and Nikolai Leisgard. Need to get this slip fielder right, the ball nicked off in between the slip and wicketkeeper just in the last over. Pushes out the ball through the covers, looking for a second. Easily done. That's bread and butter to Shah. I'm going to be joined by my little friend here, Esther from ICC. Hi, Esther.
Hi, Kira. How's it going?
Not too bad. Glad I have someone to talk to. I read on one of the comments on the ICC that we might have sounded a little bit like an EA Sports game. It's not easy doing this.
I don't think that's a bad thing to do.
Maybe not.
Well, there should be some entertaining cricket on today with Denmark and Italy both looking to go back to winning ways.
Absolutely, the big game over a college field has certainly kicked off in big style.
Oh, shit. Nice one, clipped off the legs. Don't know if that will run away. Feel they might just catch up to it. Juggled it in the outfield. We got it back in, so just the 3 runs there.
It's funny, Hamid Shah starts very, very comfortable, and just they seem to work him out a little bit when he's batting. But I can hope he can go on now and make a serious knock here today. Oh, fantastic again. They're bowling to his strengths. Leisgard there hits one through long off. Kind of slight misfield, but it was hit hard. Again, you can't bowl in those areas to him. He wants to punish the ball and he wants to go big.
Well, I wonder if the Danish have combined this pair not just because of the left hand right hand combination, but probably because of the height difference as well.
Well, you're going to have to run twice as fast. There'll be no point in me batting with him.
Well, the bowler's having to adjust his length for each batter.
That's for sure. Leisgard is only 22 years old. You know, the more exposure he gets to these games, you know, if they're worried about a little bit of technique, maybe facing the faster bowlers, that will come in time if he can just play more and more of this style cricket and against good competition.
Yeah, definitely. He's looked good all week. He hasn't come off in every game, but his technique looks reasonably solid, and he's played 2 phenomenal shots especially straight down the ground.
Oh, and there's the fall of the second wicket over at the college field. I'd say Ian is jumping out of his skin over there. It looks like it's 8 for 2 now off 2 overs, with Germany taking the second wicket. So that's a big game.
It is a very big game. There's definitely all to play for still. That net run rate difference is big, but with them playing each other, it could have a huge impact.
Yeah, I'd say Jersey may not have suffered from nerves this week, but when you're going into this game and it's all to play for now, this is maybe where their bogey game could come in. They usually say you have maybe one bogey game a tournament. I don't mind getting it out first up.
Yeah, you don't want it to be the last
Yeah.
one where everything's on the line. That's definitely true.
Ooh. Oh, Milo puts through a full ball and Laceguard doesn't get it away, and he actually misses it, and then he's stumped. Mary Waldron raises the finger. That's an early wicket, an early blow. Oh, he'll be disappointed with that. He just didn't get a hold of it at all, Esther.
No, not at all. He missed it. He missed it completely. Keeping it well to grab and take the bells off. I think Italy's tactic of opening with the spinner has paid off in a big way. I don't think we've seen much of that this week.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of like more like genuine spin, because some of the spinners have come on and it's been more darting and using the ground. But on that occasion, that's a big wicket.
It is, and it's frustrating for Denmark that their batting just hasn't come off the way they wanted to this week. They were hoping to get off to a strong start here, choosing to bat, hoping to set a big score, get some confidence in. But that early wicket might put a dent in that confidence a little bit.
So just talking to you earlier on, you were saying that next for Denmark they'll have possibly games against Finland and T20 internationals coming up, and then for Italy it'll be the 50 over pathway. So there is cricket coming up for both of these teams.
Yeah, definitely. They've still got a lot of summer left, and hopefully it'll be a summer with more sunshine than we've had so far. But Denmark have got some matches lined up with against Finland, and I think they're looking at playing some more T20Is at the end of the summer as well. And then obviously both of these teams will be part of the 50 over pathway and have some opportunity to play 50 over games in the World Cup Challenge Leagues at the end of this year.
And this is just Uden that has come into bat with Shah. We've seen him earlier on. I suppose these guys just want to keep on building on this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that they have learned this week, and they'll know what they need to work on when they go back to their respective countries. I had a chat with the Italy manager earlier, and he highlighted a few areas that they wanted to work on. One of it being the physical preparedness and making sure that guys are ready to play in a tournament like this, because obviously the intensity is higher than if you're just playing club cricket back home. So injuries are likely to happen, and they need to make sure that they're ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the two guys out here are just rotating the strike. Shaw and Uden and they're meeting up now in the middle just to have a chat in the middle of the over. An early fall of wicket, but I wouldn't say the bowlers have overly challenged the two batters up front. Looks like there's going to be a change of over. Baljit Singh is going to come on from the far end. 35 years old, right-hand medium bowler. Just trying to get the field set correctly. I suppose we're still in the power play, so only two fielders can be out with the restrictions. And they've put out their deep square, and they've gone extra cover on the boundary. Taking out their slip. Hamid just slowing it down just a little bit just to figure out where his field is, where the gaps.
We're just having some issues with the score bar not updating, so the latest score is 26 for 1 here. This is the 5th over. It should be updating shortly.
Thanks, Esther. Just the other game that's going on over at College Field. The big last game of the tournament, which will decide who will go through to the ICC Men's World Cup qualifiers in the UAE. And at the moment it's Jersey who are batting, and they're 17 for 2 off 3 overs. And Singh here has just bowled a wide. Mary Waldron signals. You're just talking about the intensity of some of the cricket that they play, maybe at home, and then they're coming here, and it's two worlds. It's worlds apart, and they really have to be playing more at a regular basis.
Yeah, that's one of the things they always say at the end of the event, an event like this, when you're looking at the results and it's not been what you expected, and usually the conclusion is, well, we need to play more cricket and we need to play more as a team. We need to gel better as a team and have that opportunity to play with the best against the best, which you might not have within your own country.
Oh, and Shaw's gone big here. Oh, and he's just about to get to nearly a 4. No, he saved it. Well done. He hit that ball down to long on over the head. I thought he was going to pull out a Superman dive here, but it hit, no.
Yeah, that fielder did very well to actually get to the ball, because it was going way over his head. It looked like it was heading for 4, but he sprinted full pelt and managed to just keep it inside on the boundary, throwing it back in. So a very good save there from Madrickett.
It's all those runs at the end that could add up, and could be the difference. Just the score bar has updated there, and as you can see, it's 29 for 1 off 4.3. Singh just plays one down to short third man there, and it's cut off and no single. It's funny, during this tournament with Ian sitting here or Lenny, we've noticed that wickets have kind of come in pairs and at hard times, and I'm just hoping that this Denmark team, just in the last game, can kind of put a few things right and really get something out of this tournament.
Yeah, they're really keen to finish strong, so hopefully they'll be able to set a good score here. That's a great shot. That will do it. Nice single.
That deserves a 4. That was a fantastic shot. He's so strong through the offside.
Yeah, he just waited long enough to just hit it out to that boundary fielder on the offside. Really, really getting over the ball. Very good shot.
That actually reminded me of Claire Shillington smacking the ball. I've just actually brought in a slip into play here. And he's actually been stumped down leg side. He thought he got something on it, and great hands by the umpire, or by the wicketkeeper. Fantastic. Really, really good hands by Manpreet Singh. See, we were just talking about fall of wickets, and there you go. These wickets are falling at horrible times.
Perhaps he was just slightly overconfident chasing that ball that was going down the leg side. Don't think he got a bat to it, so it was just into the keeper's hands, who knocked it to the bails.
Yeah, and when you're moving forward to play that style of shot, your momentum is moving forward, so it actually pulls you out a little bit as well. It's a tough task.
Sometimes you have that when your eyes go wide, when you see a ball that's going wide or coming at you full toss and your eyes go wide, you get a bit hungry. Bit of red mist in front of the eyes. Yeah. You get caught out that way.
Yeah, this is new batter to the crease. Just trying to see who it is. My eyesight isn't as good as it used to be, Esther.
Well, you're not helped by Denmark putting very small numbers on their backs.
Yeah, like what's their problem?
I need some binoculars.
Yes, it's Zishan Shaw at number 48. I've sorted it out. Don't fear. Yeah, they're quite hard to see. They're very small, aren't they? Some good bowling here. Italy have definitely, I suppose they've had time to have a look at score sheets and see how Denmark have gone about their innings.
Yeah.
And they're bowling good lines at the moment. Just a quick single there to Hamid Shah, just trying to rotate the strike and not forget about the score. The scoreboard keep ticking over. Just at the other ground, Jersey have moved on to 24 for 2 off 4.1. Oh, nice sweep. Really nice sweep by Zishan Shah. No fielder there. The fielder was kind of a little bit more towards cow, and he just got it behind square. Low risk shot just before the power play finishes. Still only 2 fielders out, just with the restrictions. Getting tongue-tied again. He's just gone under that and sliced it just over Point's head, and he's chasing it down to the boundary. And they pick up the 2. I'm sure the Point fielder thought that was coming straight to his hands, but it just grew in height and over his head. Just making slight adjustments to the field. They've taken out the slip and they've just put him into more of a third man, short. And the umpire's called a no ball.
It's quite a rare thing for a spin bowler to bowl a no ball.
You hear different people argue different things. I've bowled a few myself. And they're like, how do you bowl a no ball when you're a spinner? That's maybe just the way the Irish speak.
Well, it does give us an opportunity to witness a free hit here, so
Absolutely.
it'll be interesting to see what happens next.
Well, since they actually ran a single, the fielders can move, but it still only can be 2 out because there is restrictions for the power play. Yeah, and he's got it through the field, just in front of square leg.
Yeah, he hit that kind of with the edge of the bat.
Yeah, he got it forward. The main thing, you just want to get something off a free hit. So many times people come down the wicket and a big swing and they actually get nothing for it.
Yeah.
I'd rather see a single, if not any, Okay. After 6 overs now, so they'll be able to spread the field a little. It's 44 for 2 here. Esther's taking off. We get to chat to you later.
I will be back.
Well, if you come back, bring chocolate, Esther, now.
Do my best.
Don't be shy. It's pulled away to the leg side. There's a fielder right there. They're running for 2. And he bowls it into the bowler. Just we highlighted earlier on, just having key fielders in key areas, and using people that are left-handed in the right areas, because sometimes you can work to your advantage. This is still Baljat Singh coming from the far end. And that's cut away. Very fine. Down to third man. He just misfields a little and they still only pick up one. Denmark getting a little bit comfortable now, starting to rotate the strike a bit more. Run rate up to 7.42. They'll be happy with that. And he just pushes the ball back towards mid-on and just gets an easy single. A few times this week we've seen Denmark get into these spells where they're actually looking very comfortable. And they seem to muddle it up, but I'm hoping they can fight through this now and put on a big score. Let's cut away. Up on his toes, cut away over to point. Field is just for one. Again, driven down the ground, down to mid-on, an easy single. The field is spread. Italy bowling good lines and lengths. They're not allowing them to free their hands too much here. Just in the 6th, just coming up to nearly the 7th over. It's a really nice shot. Oh, well fielded on the boundary, and they're going to push for two. Oh, and he just about makes it in. Well fielded. They communicated well and they ran well, and it just allowed them to get back for two, and they finished strong. So it's 52 for 2 now off 7 overs. We'll just quickly have a look at the bowling. Let's see how they're moving along. Just 3 bowlers used at the moment. Just looking at that run rate, 7.43. It's just running up a little bit higher than I think Italy would like. But I suppose for T20 cricket, it's not too bad. And Nick Maiolo is going to take it over again from this end. Just moving the field a little. He can have 5 out now. He's got a square leg, cow, mid-on, mid-off, back, and his deep cover. Pick up an easy single there just to push the cover, very light hands, and just keeping rotating the strike so they're not left with a huge big task at the end. Just fantastic shot. They're running for a third. Batter lofted drive, kind of a little bit inside out, over the top, and pushed on and ran for 3. Really good batting. Low risk shot. The fielder is nowhere to be seen there. They're just saying from the other game, it's 38 for 2 off 6 now. Germany restricting Jersey's batting. Misha has batted very well and sensibly up front here. He's leading from the front and, if anything, taking the pressure off the batter at the other end and allowing him to get into his innings. Just a quick single to mid-wicket. Just soft hands drive down the ground to mid-off. Not a huge amount of pressure on the Denmark team. Oh, that's sloppy. The batter hit the ball back to the bowler and They get a 2. He threw it wide of the keeper. He was trying to maybe intimidate the batter a little bit, but threw it wide and they ran through for 2. Not what they want. Just cut that out there to cover. And Rollfield, they just pick up the 1. It's the end of the 8th over and they move on 61 for 2. This is from what I've seen this week, this is the fastest team to get to 61. Usually it's up around the 11th over that we've seen them get to that score. Especially the team setting the total. This is the 3rd day in this wicket. And we've seen lots out of it actually. We've seen quite a bit of spin and lift. And talking to the groundsman Stewart beforehand, he seemed pretty happy with it, how it was playing. And in fairness, he's done a great job. The ground looks great, the ball's travelling off the ground, and he's just, with so much rain this week, he's really worked hard and got all the cricket in, which has been fantastic. If you'd seen some of the mornings we've woke up to, you wouldn't believe that. So we have a change now from the far end. Michael Ross coming into play. Michael Ross, 21-year-old. Right hand off break. Oh, and he bowls him. He actually went down on one knee trying to sweep that away, but I don't think it fully came up there. That's unlucky. That's a big wicket. Again, this is something myself and Ian spoke about earlier on, that Denmark seem to get themselves into good little situations where they could actually kick on and make some big runs, and then it's just a fall of wicket, which just breaks the momentum. It's just been the case all week, and they might need to sit down and just have a look at maybe their batting order or how they're approaching it. Again, the numbers are so small on the back of their jerseys. I'm interested to see who this is coming in now. Just a report on the other ground, there's been another wicket. Jersey are 42 for 3 now. Well, it's all happening in both games. The winner of the other game will qualify, and it's looking like Jersey, if they win, they could definitely qualify just looking at the points table. And Germany will have to pull off a very strong win to push up that table. So it's all to play for today. Actually, Rizwan Mahmood has come into bat without a helmet. We've seen that a few times this week, but he has sent for it when the pace has come back on. Oh, and he just didn't get enough on that. Ball pulled out to square leg, just bounces before the fielder right there, and they just pick up the single. Oh, it's a big shot over extra cover. That's going to go. That's 4 runs. And just at a time when they actually need it. I feel these two batters just need a little bit of confidence, knowing that they can do this job. Just have a look at the moment at just the batting. As you can see, the two openers got off to a flyer there, and then they just had that wicket. But Shaw has definitely pulled it back, and I'm sure he's hoping that his fellow batter at the other end is going to stick around with him. The run rate goes on to 7.56. Esther, you're back.
I am.
Esther, the score in the other game as well. 45 for 3 off 7.
It's all happening there.
It's all happening.
Well, it's the pointy end of the tournament, so tensions must be high on that ground. Everyone hoping for a positive result for their team. And Germany are obviously hoping to catch up on the net run rate and pull off a win.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a change of bowling from this end, and they have big numbers on their back. And that's so handy. Rakibul Hassan. Oh, that's a great shot. That's a really nice shot. Well balanced and played through the line of the ball, and he gets a maximum. We got a 6. The crowd go wild.
That easily cleared the ropes. That was a great shot. Came right off the middle. Did the right thing. Used his feet. Didn't overhit.
It's like when I used to watch you bat, Esther.
Oh, shucks.
I tell you, there's a fire somewhere, because there seems to, every now and again, it's just the ground gets covered. It's like smoke.
Yeah, there seems to be, to our left, about 200 meters away, there seems to be somebody burning a fire. Including bits of plastic. So there's a smell of burnt plastic coming across the ground, which is not very nice for the players.
Well, and save the world.
Well, it's not very nice for anyone really, but yeah, they're stuck with it for now. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do. The wind is exactly in the wrong direction for that.
A little bit fuller. Batter not able to get his hands through the ball. Love the way he comes out with no helmet, Esther. He means business.
He probably had a look. He saw the spinners were on and not likely to go up anywhere near his head. So
he's running. He's trying to encourage the second, but the fielder, in fairness, did really well to get off the ropes there. Just rotating the strike. They move on to 75 for 3 off 9.3. Just a little bit of news from the other game again. 47 for 4 off 7.4. I'd say Ian's jumping around the place. There's a chance here.
It's a very enterprising running happening here. They're going for it. It's positive. They're sprinting the first one and then calling the second one straight away. So good running there.
It's actually quite hard because those fielders have to get around to back up off the ropes. Well fielded. I like the intent though, Denmark. It's a pity we haven't seen this all through the tournament, but listen, sure, that's the way it happens. But this is good. This, if they can continue this and keep wickets in hand, we've just moved on to the 10th over. They should put up a big total, 79 for 3. This is the best position we've seen them in all week.
Yeah, they've got off to a good start. I mean, both opening batters got a start at a run of ball, and these guys are doing very well with Shah going at 23 or 15 balls, so he's pushed ahead quite strongly.
I think this Denmark team are capable of a lot more, but they've kind of left it to the last game, but they should get as much as they can out of it. Again, he comes down the wicket a little bit there and just loses a little bit of shape.
Yeah, that was straight into the hands of the fielder, so that would have been the end of one of them if they'd gone for that single.
Really nice. Uses the depth of his crease, leans back and pushes it down to long off, an easy single. But it's all happening. Awaited. That was a little bit fuller, but he managed to get a single down to long on. These two look comfortable together, Esther, the two batters.
Yeah, they do, and Italy have spread the field now, so there's singles all around. It's just about getting it into the gaps and going for the run.
Yeah, and I spoke about this just I think when you were away, that they get themselves into these good positions. They manage then to get themselves quickly into a bad position. There's a single again. They're just using the option with mid on, mid off out. Just pushing singles there, keeping the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, let's hope they can get a big score on the board here. We know with Italy's opening pair, they've got some big hitters in their side, so it should be an entertaining game throughout with the big hitters coming in.
It's funny, I keep on looking over there and thinking that's an Irish flag, but it's actually the Italian flag. I have to keep on adjusting my specs. Oh, shot. It's a fantastic shot. Just hit along the ground, out to deep cover. I feel it's just one run. Just to keep you informed, I suppose on the other match too, there's been another wicket. It's 90, oh my god, it's 49 for 5 off 8.2. Falcons K is still at the wicket. Jeez, Germany. It's going to get interesting.
Yeah, they've made a bit of a comeback in the last couple of games. They've suddenly come out very strong. Obviously they got hit by a couple of injuries, but it doesn't seem to have slowed them down much.
Call is for 2. Some good feeling off the rope. Ricky Hassan. It's coming our way, Esther.
Oh, I think it's
could hit the
sailing
tent.
over. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes, hit the tent. What a 6. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, we got it on the roof of the commentary tent just then. Very good shot.
Really, really good. It just, you know, that relieves a little bit of pressure as well for the batters. Young bowler, his teammates over talking to him, just saying, you know, tighten up the lines.
Yeah, they cleared the road by about 10, 12 meters, so that's a big hit right there. That will give him some confidence.
Actually, this bowler's not the youngest. He's 30 years old. He's only 2 years behind me. Don't you laugh at that, Esther?
Well, the batter's taking the opportunity to get a drink in. There's an Italian 12th man doing the rounds with a couple of bottles as well.
Just we'll have a look at the game so far and see just what's happening. So far, as you can see, they've really shut off in this in comparison to other games. So 90 for 3 off the 11.2. Bowling could be a little bit tighter. I think they've struggled a little bit when they've spread the field. But some of the batters have come out with some really good intent. The two batters that are here at the moment, it's going to be hard to break this partnership.
Yeah, the Danish batters have used the opportunity well to push the singles around, and then when the ball's there to hit, they go for the maximum, and they've got away with it so far. So spreading the field hasn't panned out necessarily for the Italians.
I spoke to Ian earlier about really kicking on, and I said I'd love to see the Guernsey guys do it, because they just kind of get to a stage in their innings and they just don't go that extra bit. And I'd love to see this now. And we spoke about party time in the last 5 overs, you know, smashing the ball around. That's what T20 cricket's about.
Well, it's all about these middle overs as well.
Yeah.
Setting it up nicely to finish strong. So if we're looking at it from that angle, they've done very well in these middle overs to keep that run rate going, keep the score ticking over, and then set themselves up for the final part.
For sure, and you hear so many coaches say that T20 cricket is also won on 1s and 2s. Just push to extra cover. No fielder there. Cover moves around and just cuts off that single. Just again, report from the other game. It's now 51 for 5 off 9.4. B. Ward and Hawkins K at the crease there. That's driven hard towards extra cover. Batter just sends for new gloves. I never one was really for sending for new gloves, although I never batted for really long enough. But would you have been?
No, same for me. I never batted for that long in a T20.
Yeah. I started saying that and I was like, why did I bother? See the batters coming and they've 4 or 5 pairs of gloves in their bag, and I had one that would do me for about 16 years. Yeah. Just didn't get a hold of that.
Well, the glove change hasn't paid off so far.
No.
The inside edge onto the pads.
Italy started loud in the field, and I really like to see them just up it again, because they're really playing into Denmark's hands here, just sitting back. It's just pushed around, just kind of mid on and cut off by an extra cover.
There you go, they listened to you. They picked it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hard though, when the field is spread, how do you keep the energy up? How do you stay connected to your teammates when you're 120 meters away from the other from your friend who's on the other boundary?
I think we'll see the day where there'll be earpieces, coach yelling in the ear. Oh, did he get a bat on that? Wait to see what Mary Waldron signals. A leg bye. She's very fancy at her leg byes. The score just moves on to 93 for 3 off 12.2 overs. Has he got that away? Yes, he has. It's gone for 4. Got a full toss and just hit it over extra cover, and it went to the boundary. Again, these 4s and 6s, they just relieve pressure off the batter, and they're bringing that total up. They're 1 away from 100 now. This is the best they've done so far in the batting department.
Yeah, the fielder never looked like coming close to stopping that boundary there. I think it's Joy Pereira at long off, just jogging, knowing that the ball was too far away from him.
And again, he's gone big. Straight back up over the bowler. Great shot, and it's onto the treaty pitch down there. I have to go fetch that ball. This is better from the Danish team. Like as we've said, we know they can do this. It's just a case of them sticking around and applying their skills.
Yeah, Mahmoud moves on to 32 of 15 balls. It's a pretty healthy strike rate.
Not too shabby. Just bring up the bowling and have a look here. These have been the bowlers that they've used for most of the games they've played so far. And it's good to see only 5 extras, because it's kind of been up and down with a few of the different teams we've had. Just one clear thing is they need to tighten up their lines. They're allowing, especially these 2 batters now, to free up their hands. And as we can see, the batter has sent for the helmet, so we're having a little bit of pace added into the attack, with Sean Munasinghe coming back on. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wonder if he's going to pull out some variations now, because it seems like the batters are quite well set and they're hitting the pace of the ball quite well. So if he comes out with a slower ball, potentially catching the batter off guard.
All right, the Italian team are up and about. There's lots of yelling going on. Oh, shot. He advances down the wicket. Just hits that very sweetly to the boundary. Deep cover. No problem at all. Again, we were talking about the width. If they get these 2 batters now are in, they faced, 25, 15 balls each. They could be very destructive here if they don't get it right.
Bit of frustration coming out of the captain there in that throw. Do you reckon?
I suppose he's every right. He's out of the crease. It's no harm intended. But we actually saw one of those in the World Cup and he ran someone out. Did you see that? I think it was one of the West Indies guys. He fielded it one hand and he threw it back. The guy didn't get back in. He was out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Italy do need that breakthrough now, so they'll take it any way they can get it, I suppose.
Just from the other game, they've moved on to 70 for 5 off 11. Definitely needing to up that run rate. Shot. That's cut away. Deep point. Fully in control of that shot. Really, really nice balanced shot. And again, just that width. Can't bowl it there to these guys.
Yeah, just sat back and lifted it over the inner circle to run away for 4. It looks like he could be heading towards a half century just there.
Esther, you've done the commentator's curse.
I do have a habit to do that, to be honest.
I didn't think it was a real thing and I've done it myself this week. Oh, and this fielded extra covering. He did hit it hard and it's gone to the boundary. Really, really nice shot. Cheers, support from the boundary. Really good. This is one of these things where the whole team needs to get involved, because sometimes you find that you nearly think, oh, someone else will have a good day and someone else will get the wickets, but you need to chip in as a full team and make it happen. It was a shorter ball. He tried to place it in between point and third man, and just the point fielder got around and cut off the run. I think that might have actually got him on the hand a little, did it?
Yeah, it was pretty high up. Did well to keep it down.
That's an easy single. Extra cover sitting back on the circle, I suppose. Last ball of the over, trying to cut off the 4 and just is happy to give them a single. Again, good batting, a good over.
Yeah, very good over.
Esther, what do you think of this points table? What's your thought on it before you head off? I know you're going to get up in a minute.
I do need to go. I need to head off soon. That's correct. Yeah, that Jersey-Germany game, it should be an absolutely cracking game going on right now, with Jersey's well ahead on net run rate, but again, a big loss could mean that Germany actually progressed to the global qualifier. I think Norway will be disappointed finishing last, and they came here with higher expectations and have come up against it a little bit this week. So they'll go away and have a good think about what they need to do to progress. But they know they've got the talent to go further. But it hasn't come off this week.
Because there is a knack to these competitions. Like, you have to hit the ground running, nerves, I suppose, and just how you go about your games. It's very important how you set totals, and you get as much as you can out of each game. It does seem to add up at the end of the week when it comes down to points. Oh, very nice shot.
That's 6 runs.
Very nice. He just pushed that back. When I say he just pushed it back, he really hit it hard over the long off's head. It's nice control.
There we go. He's on 47 of 31 balls. That's a very healthy strike rate right there. It's really up the pace in the last 5 overs. It went from going at a run a ball to going very well indeed now, heading for a big total.
And again, just rotating the strike. Really, really nice batting. tries to push one to the leg side. Just gets a little bit caught up. Communication coming from the other end just to relax. Take your time. This new bowler from this end is Jaspreet Singh. Only tried a slower ball there, just didn't get away with it, and it's been put just in between mid-off and extra cover. Really, really nice shot. They're really motoring along now. 129 for 3 off 14.4.
Yeah, not many dot balls in recent overs, so doing very well. Mahmood and Shah. Mahmood on 36 now of 17 balls, going at 2 runs a ball, and Shah has got to 48 of 32 balls, so very strong showing here.
There you go, using the depth of the crease again, and that fielder again, they're trying to cut off those 4s, but it kind of sometimes it backfires a little because you're sitting so deep in the circle. You're still going to give away that single. It's kind of hard to know what exactly to do, isn't it? He moves on to 49. I think just for a captain as well, it's very hard to set a field if you're bowling both sides of the wicket and just not getting your actual length right, so they really need to have a look at that. Just give a little summary here so we can keep you updated if you're just tuning in. Big 5 overs to come. Party time, Esther. Esther's leaving me at 17 overs. She doesn't care anymore. No, it's great. The run rate's up there. We've actually seen the run rate up over 10 at one stage, but it might actually get up there in a few minutes if these two guys get going. They've left themselves in a good position.
Yeah, they've got some time to accelerate. Italy's been changing the bowlers almost every over, which is tactically makes sense. You know, trying to change it up, but at the same time, it doesn't give the bowlers the opportunity to get into a rhythm.
That's a valuable dot ball. Yeah, it doesn't allow them to get into a rhythm, but I suppose that's where you've got to learn about this with T20 cricket. It's not like 50 over where you can say, oh, I'll take 2 or 3 overs and I'll get into it. You have to really be on the mark from the word go. It's a full toss coming out towards us. Cow corner along the ground, and he cuts off the 2.
This is 50.
It's well batted. That's his 50 up, coming off 35 balls.
This pair have done really well to get Denmark in a very healthy position.
That's actually the wrong person I brought up, but that's okay. Esther, this is coming towards us. Cameraman, watch yourself. Oh yes, fantastic catch. I actually thought that was going to sail over us. That's a great catch. It was pulled out towards us here, just kind of around from cow corner, and taken very easily.
Well, he did well to keep his feet inside the boundary. It was only about 10 centimetres away from the boundary there, so it was a solid catch. Well done by the Italian fielder.
It's hard kind of when this amount of runs are going up onto the board, and you're just trying to keep your concentration going and take those catches. They're sticking at it. Just a report from the other game, it's 80 for 5 of 14 overs. I think the role for this batter here now is to hit the ground running, but also support Shah as he tries to build on his 50.
Denmark have the momentum now, so they'll be looking to capitalise on a decent score so far.
Is this Gino Jojo, who I got a picture taken with?
We'll have to wait for confirmation.
Yeah, their numbers on the back. Squinty. Oh, and one brings two. Oh, it's unlucky. That actually died a little. But you know what? He had to play that shot. He's done a great job for his team.
Oh, he was so settled. He'll be disappointed with that. I'm sure he was enjoying himself. Scoring his 50 of just 35 balls. I'm sure he was looking to get a few more.
That is actually Gino Jojo, who has come to the crease, and he will be joined now by a new batter, which you will see in a second. That was a vital partnership there in the middle, just after the openers went from Mahmood and Shah. It's definitely game changing. I still think Italy can be a little bit hit and miss with the bat, but they're very capable of smashing runs. If they can go on to 150 here from this, I think they could nearly take it away from Italy.
Yeah, they'll know that the Italian batters will be looking for big shots. That's what they've been doing all week, and like you say, it's been hit and miss. But there's been a couple of standout performances where the Italian batters have looked very comfortable, just hitting boundaries left, right, and centre. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting second innings.
And it's your last game. You'll see just everyone going for it. I think this is Delaware Khan. I'll just double confirm that in a second. Oh, and nearly a run out chance. Yeah, it's Delaware Khan. That's batting. That's in at the crease. So two new batters, Gino Jojo, the best name in cricket. So two new batters, and really have to get into the game pretty quick. This is turning out to be a good over.
That is a very good over from Bajit Singh.
It's a good over at this time. We're talking earlier on about bowling at the death, and it actually is a skill in itself. You have to be very confident that you're going to bowl the right line of length, and you have a clear game plan to each batter. Last 4 overs. I'll just get a score as well from across the grounds, and it's 84 for 5 off 15.1. Hawkins K is still in, and so is Ward. So 17 off 21 Hawkins K and 19 off 22 Ward. That's well played by Gino Jojo just to rotate the strike. His first run off the mark.
Two new batters on strike, so probably won't be as big of a score as they would have hoped, but let's wait and see what these two batters can add to the Danish total.
And he's gone big. It's gone out towards cow corner. Fielder didn't get there, and it's 2. Just a release shot. I think it's the right thing to do at this time of the game. Actually, if he had got a bit more on it, I reckon that could have went for 6.
Well, they've got the fielder out there, Joy Pereira, but he doesn't look that comfortable. He might be having some niggles after a couple of days of pretty intense cricket, so he's probably just trying to get through this fielding innings and have some fun with the bat later on.
Yeah, we've noticed that towards the end of the tournament, just a little bit of, I suppose, fitness creeping in and sore bodies, and I suppose, but it's in a hard week as well because they've been ready to go to play cricket and then it's been called off or warming up and then it's off. So again, getting your head around that. This has come up high, down towards. Oh, great catch! Well adjusted. Guy at deep backward square came around and taken that. It just actually moved just at the last second and he adjusted his hands. A really, really good catch.
Yeah, that was Raymond Abdul running in for the catch, and he doesn't seem to be having any issues with his body at all. He sprinted towards that ball and he was underneath it, and solid as a house, as we would say.
Nice, Esther. New batter to the crease. They've had a switch up in order again. Gino Jojo is being joined by Can. Actually, I'll just double check that, my bad.
It's the wicketkeeper, Taranjit Barrage. Has he been keeping all week? I'm not sure.
Esther, I'm going to say pass on that. Slower ball. Just pushed to front of square leg and just pick up the single. 136 now for 6 off 16.5. Nice shot to extra cover, but fielding cut off, and the end of the over. We'll just have a look at the batting and how we've got to this 136. The two openers got them off to a great start, and that pair have really worked all week. And then they lost a wicket, and then another pairing. Really, I think that was the change of the game. They really upped the tempo, and their strike rate was really good. And they've moved on to 136 for 6 off 17. They'll still be looking. 3 overs is still 18 balls that they can score quite heavily on. Singh coming back on. Gino Jojo goes up and over, down to long off. That's an easy single. Really nice shot again. Driven down the ground, down to long off. They're trying to turn it into 2. They just secured the 1. Good in off the ropes. And the fielder down at long off. And just a report over on the far ground at College Field, where Germany are playing Jersey. Jersey are 94 for 5 at the moment off 16.5. And he's just cut that down to short third and picks up the single. All 5 fielders out. Just trying to restrict Denmark as much as they can. Oh, and that's up over backward point, and that's taken. He mishit that completely. So now they move on to 139 for 7. Just have a look at this bowling again. Anthony Maiolo, the only person bowling out at the moment, and Singh will be bowled out as well. Bowling hasn't been overly bad. It's just maybe just few different lengths as the batters have been able to get it, their hands through and really punish, but still all to play for. 17.3 overs and 139 for 6. Just runs in as a dead ball there, just adjusting the field. Pereira moves out to deep square. And they're taking a quick single here. And they're lucky they get through. Gino Jojo calling the other batter true. And hit to mid-wicket. An easy single in the long run. Oliver Hald, the other batter at the other end, joining Gino Jojo for the last 2.1 overs. We'll see if they can stick around together and build a mini partnership. Left hand, right hand combo. Drives it down the ground. Gino Jojo's coming back for a second and gets home fairly comfortably. Really good batting, good commitment. From the word go, they communicated they wanted to, and they fully committed to the running. They move on to 142 for 7 off 18 overs. 12 balls to come. Just on the updating you from the other ground at College Field. Jersey are 105 for 6. 105 for 5, my bad, of 17.5. Just trying to keep you updated on both games here. Seems that Ward Hawkins K partnership is still going. That's well played. Soft hands through to mid-wicket. They should pick up the second. Good running by Gino Jojo. We like saying his full name. Fantastic name. Gino Jojo came over to get a picture with Ian, who has admired him all week, and unfortunately Ian missed out. So I had to step in. Sorry, Ian. No, but he's a good guy. Really, really nice guy. Well played again. Soft hands, just through to cover, and Point is moving around. Try cut off a second. God. And he really fires in the ball. I don't think there's any need for that. 18.2 overs, 145 for 7. I think the batters are just talking and saying, we're on top here, let's finish this out. Batter just taking his time. Oliver Hald. Pushes away to leg side, calling for a second and forces a misfield. Forces a misfield from Abdul at deep square. Again, we spoke about this during the week. Batters trying to turn ones into twos, really putting the pressure on the fielders out at the ropes. And in that case, it came off. A little bit shorter there. Goes over. Batter at, or should I say the fielder at square leg just comes around and collects it, and they pick up an easy 2. Again, no real stress for the Danish team. The Italians are just looking to see out the overs now. the pressure's come off completely. And Singh gets a dot. I think the batter's trying to... I don't know what he's trying to do. He just needs to play the ball in front of him, if I'm being honest. They're picking up runs all around in front. I don't think he needs to go to fancy shots. Fuller ball. Gino Jojo calls for a second. This will be close. And Mary Waldron says no run out. That's really well run and full commitment. Just as we go into the last over, we'll just have a look at the batting. So as you can see, the pair, Nikolai Leishgard and Hamid, opened up really, really well and set the tone. They lost a quick wicket, and then the partnership that really changed the innings. Shah and Mahmood. And then guys coming in have helped along the way, and it's a very healthy total just as we move into the last over, last 6 balls. 151 for 7, with 1 over to come. Just at the other ground, while we're having just a little time here, it's 113 for 5 off 18.2. Jersey have moved on to 113. Let's Singh to take the last over. Oh, that's fantastic fielding. That was a full toss, hit very hard back at him, and he put his hand out. Wow, he hasn't even shook his hand as if it's sore. That was fantastic. Just changing the field again for the left hand, right hand. They have a third point. Deep cover, extra cover. Mid on, mid off out. And he's gone. Couldn't hear the edge from here, but he snicked off and he's walked. That's Oliver Hald gone for 8 off 5 balls. Again, another just adding towards the total, and every bit is adding up here. Four balls left to come. 152 for 7. Again, just at the other pitch, it's 114 for 5. And big game between Jersey and Germany, playing for a chance to go to the UAE to play in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifiers. And our game here at KGV. Denmark have just lost a wicket and they're 152 for 8 with 4 balls to come. He's hit that down the ground. Call is for 2. Gino Jojo is rapid between the wickets. That's fantastic running, and even looking for a third. Just changing the field, maybe feeling that the guy at point. I can't see the number on his back. My apologies. Might be just a little bit faster off the rope. But again, when you've Gino Jojo running in between the wickets, and it's actually just JP Mead who's moved down onto the long on boundary. Hayat attempting. And Jojo's gone again for a second, should I say. Really good running. What Jojo brings in his running, he could nearly be pushed up the order. He just brings an energy to the batting. And he's really, really helped to push the total up to 156 here with 2 balls to come. Doesn't fully connect with that, but gets it down the ground, down to long off, and he's run out. Fortunately, Jojo came to the danger end, but they went with the longer end, and he's run out, and Mary Waldron lifts the finger. Just at the other ground. Trying to keep you informed with everything. It's 116 for 5. And they've just... That looks like it's going to go for a 6. Yes. That's a maximum. That's 122 now for 5. 19.2 in the other ground. And as we have a new batter come to the crease here to face with Jojo. He just pushes one to extra cover and runs through and gets it easily. Bashir shot. And actually, my bad, that was the last ball. So, just looking at it now. Denmark will be happy with that performance. They finish on 158 for 9. And we'll just have a look at the batting to see where it all happened. So we've said that opening pair got them off to a flying start and really set the tempo for the whole innings. Losing wickets, and then they had another fantastic partnership in the middle of Shah and Mahmood. Again, I think that was the changing point there. They really pushed on. Their strike rate was good. Jojo played a valuable part there and just pushed them on to 158 for 9 off the 20. And we just quickly have a look at the bowling. The bowling, they stuck at it, but unfortunately they bowled 2 different lines and length as well. Just got punished a little. Run rate going at 7.9 and over, and 5 extras, which actually wasn't too bad considering some of the cricket we've seen. So again, just having a look at this points table, which is actually the biggest thing, just from the pulling that up there. I'm just going to tell you the score at the moment off the other ground is 128 for 5, and they've 1 ball to go. Sorry, my bad, they've just updated that. 134 for 5 with 1 ball to go. So again, Germany really have to crush Jersey, but it looks like Jersey might have put on enough runs here, and if they can do a job with the ball, that should see them qualify. But again, we'll keep a closer eye on that as that goes on. So we'll just take a quick break now, and we'll come back to see Italy try chase down these runs. Welcome back to KGV playing fields, where we're about to start the second innings. Denmark are about to take the field with Italy batting. If you missed the first innings, Denmark batted and they won the toss and they chose to bat and they posted 158 for 9. I'll just bring up the summary so you can have a look at this and just see where the match is so far. We had two vital partnerships. We had an opening partnership from Laisgaard and Shah, and then we had another middle partnership from Mahmood and Mazar there. Followed up with a few other little cameos and some really, really good batting to post a good, I think, defendable total of 158 for 9. Just in the other game across at College Field, I believe that Germany are chasing 135, and I've been told that if they can chase it in 13.5 overs, it can make a big difference to the points table, which I'll bring up on screen there and you can have a look. So at this stage of the game, or at the tournament, it's down to the final game, and Jersey are playing Germany at the moment. Jersey posted 135, and just Germany are behind them in the net run rate, and I believe, just as I said, if they chase the 135 in 13.5 overs, it could make a difference in that points table, and they could possibly qualify for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifiers in UAE. So there's lots to play for. We're just waiting for the umpires to come out. Mary Waldron and Heath Kearns. I can see them coming out now. Slight delay. I'm not sure what's going on over there. Just have a look at the Italian team and just their batting lineup, and just to see what's ahead. This batting lineup is top heavy, and I know they've got off some crackers this week. They'll look to do the same here. Joy Pereira, definitely one name to watch out. I'm just waiting for the score bar to be updated for the new innings. So Denmark have set Italy a healthy total of 158 to chase. I'll just check who's opening the batting now. Just can't see numbers at the minute. We've got Jasper Singh. And Joy Pereira. Taking the first over for Denmark is Nikolai Laisgaard, who's bowled very, very well. Left arm bowler. Comes from a height. He's a very, very tall guy. And really, really darts it in using the wicket. Just about to start the second innings at Germany and Jersey over in College Field, and I'll try to keep you updated as much as I can in that game. Just build up to find out who qualifies for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifying tournament in UAE. Just for the start, they've started with cow corner and a long off. The wind has actually picked up here, and it looks like Laceguard is going to bowl into the wind. And he attempts to pull that away, but it's fielded at short square. Gets away with that ball. So 158 for 9. They're going to have to push these runs from the word go and really try go for it. It's the last game of the competition, and they may as well go out with a bang. And he picks that one up well, out to cow corner. And just takes the single. And Pereira opens up his account in this innings. The match over at College Field is a little bit behind us. Germany and Jersey. Just waiting to see Germany come out to bat. They haven't come out onto the crease yet. That's pulled away just over mid-wicket. Thought that was actually going to go to hand. And they pick up the 2. Well fielded out there. Unfortunately, I can't see the numbers. They're very, very small, and I haven't got great eyesight. So, again, Laceguard, I just think he's struggling a little bit with his line here. He just needs to get that a little bit better. And he's gone big. This is up in the air. There's a man running. Oh, and he doesn't get under that. And he saved the 4, though. That's a very hard catch. He was at just a normal mid-on in the circle and chased back nearly towards the boundary and dived back and tried to catch it. That would have been spectacular. You can see the intent that Italy have started with, just swinging the bat and really going for this here. Oh, he gets a top edge over. There's a chase on. Down to third man. It's well fielded. 2 runs to the total. So 1 ball to come in the over, and they've moved on to 5 in the first over. Here's Esther. Ooh. He darts that in. It comes up on the batter. Just keeps it out, and that's the over up. 7 off the first over. Over at College Field. They haven't started yet. Maybe they're just trying to double check the rules, and Germany might have asked what exactly they need to do. I have been told that they need to score the 135 off the 13.5 overs, but they might be just double checking that. Esther, that's going to be a cracker over there, if that's the case.
Yeah, my word. Who could have predicted this? When 2 days ago we were watching the rain calm down, and Germany with 3 injured players and having lost to Italy, looking in a bad position. They've made quite the comeback in the last 2 days.
Absolutely. Some players having to go for county commitments. Yeah, absolutely. This is a fantastic end to a tournament. They're trying to figure out who's going to bowl here. I think it's Oliver Halt.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, Germany lost 2 guys to a broken finger this week. Their captain and their wicketkeeper opening batsman. So those are 2 big losses. But they've been able to call up some players to replace them, one of whom is playing today, Michael Richardson. and it's done pretty well for them, I think.
Well, how lucky are they to have, I suppose, some depth in squads that they can call upon these people. Other countries maybe that are here this week wouldn't have that luxury. It's gone out to square leg. Just pick up the one. Just feel it by Gino Jojo.
It's a fair call, Kira. I think that's a priority for most of the countries, is to make sure they've got the depth coming through. That they've got an A squad or an under 19s or an under 17s in place to make sure that players coming through have got the right level of experience to come into the senior side.
Oh, and he advances down the wicket. Loses a bit of shape just with that. And just misses the ball. Batters are trying to meet in the middle. I'd say Pereira's just trying to calm him down a little. He needs him there to be effective.
Oliver Halde, actually, I remember seeing him 2 years ago in the under 19s qualifier. So he's still one of the young ones just coming into the senior side.
And again, similar style shot. Just slightly connects with it but doesn't get a run.
A lot of noise out there now.
A lot of noise. Last game, just go for it, both teams. That game over at College Park, College Field should I say, still hadn't started. Oh. Batter swings, misses, and the keeper actually misses too. Signal 4 byes.
I'm quite lucky he didn't hit the helmet just then.
Yeah.
Do you see many occasions of the ball hitting the helmet in international cricket?
No. I'm nearly sure that I remember someone dropping a glove. You know the way some keepers throw off a glove, and that was brought into play. I can't yeah. I can't really remember. I've played so much cricket. That was back when they didn't have TVs, Esther. And he gets it away. Gets it over to square leg. I don't think it was where he intended it to go, but they'll take the run nevertheless.
Do you reckon the ball's moving around a little bit? Or is it just not getting into a good position?
I think a bit of both. Also a bit of nerves, maybe trying to attack the ball just a little bit hard. Denmark sound like a football team here. It's great. It seems that
it's a rookie error from the Danish physio standing next to the screen.
She's after walking by the screen. She didn't know.
Getting called out by the umpire just there.
I think she might get a fine in tonight's fine meeting. Just a little bit fuller. Batter gets something on it, down to mid-on, and just a single, and they run it through. Again, from Denmark's point of view, that wasn't a bad over. Restricting the boundaries, and that run rate just keeps creeping up.
Yeah, they know that Italy want to attack hard in the power play and try and get as many boundaries as possible, but they seem to have restricted them so far.
Yeah. It's hard to know which way they're thinking about going about it, I suppose. I think they should come out and maybe push a few singles around and get up a little bit of confidence and then start hitting out. Because at the moment they're building up a huge pressure and they seem to be swinging and missing and creating dots. Pereira picking up 2. Fuller ball and he plays it down to mid-on. He just has to move around and collect it. Yeah, so the match over at College Field still hasn't started. I'm presuming that it's obviously an innings break, and also they're just trying to figure out the point system. Which actually, you feel like they should be playing the game and then it's worked out. It's hard to know because then they have to know how to approach the game, so yeah, it's a tough one. Just a little bit fuller there. He drives it down to mid-off and actually well fielded. He fell backwards, but he still released it on time. It's just at the moment for the spatter, they have a cow corner and a long off back. Everyone else is sitting on the circle. A little bit shorter. Wider of long on, should I say. And fielded restricts the 2. Just come up to 17 off 2.3 overs. Oh, shorter ball. Doesn't get under and it's skied up in the air. Oh. And Nicholas Legard dived for the ball. You'll definitely see that as a chance, but he's the only person that could have taken it on the field because he's so tall. I've said that a few times this week. That was hard. He had to rugby tackle Mary Waldron. Clothesline to the ground. And again, a bit short, it's gone up. The fielders have called. And he takes a great catch. That was well watched. That moved at the last minute. We did mention a while ago that there's a little bit of a wind that's picked up. That's a big wicket.
Yeah, the wind is quite strong here in Guernsey. We saw the clouds moving past very, very rapidly before, so I can see how that ball would be spinning around in the air and right at the last minute moving around a bit, so Fielder did well to hang on to that.
Just bring up the summary just in case anyone's tuning in now so they can see just what happened in the first innings. We had 2 good partnerships and some quick follow wickets as well, but they did manage to scrape through and they got up to 158 for 9 off 20, and they started pretty well here, Denmark, with the ball. So Italy will really need to keep some wicket on hand here to try and chase down the score. It got cold. Are you cold?
Yeah, it's fresh. When the wind picks up, it brings with it some cold air.
Yeah, I think we're just sitting under the trees and it just gets a little bit windy here. This is Oliver Hall to come again from this end. Just adjusting the field, bringing in a mid-wicket. Pushing around a deep square and a deep fine leg. He just pushes it to cover and it just gets a single. Let's open up his account. This is Nick Maiolo to the crease. Troy Pereira, he doesn't hang about, does he?
No, he looked to hammer that through the mid-wicket area, but just mistimed it. I think it creeped up on it a little bit and came off the arm rather than the bat.
Oh, and he just gets the toe of his bat. Doesn't connect with that fully and just goes to cover. Again, they're just not connecting fully with the ball. He's shaking the bat. Just maybe a slightly different approach needs to be looked at. Just at the other game now, I can see that Jersey are taking the field. Keep you updated on that as it goes. And he gets better connection with that ball. Just hit out to mid-on. And they field it and it just pick up the single. They move on to 21 for 1 off 3.4.
It's a good pick up from Lexiger. Tall guy getting down to the ball. Finishing off with a nice roll on the ground.
Oh, fantastic. So the batter actually took a step pretty early as the bowler was approaching. He played it back to the bowler and then the bowler tried to run him out. That happened. Like it was like slow motion, but it happened really fast.
Some fiery fielding from the bowler there.
But again, if he's out of his crease, he's every right to throw the ball. Actually not trying to hurt the batter. And he stays still, pulls it, and it's 6, square leg. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, he got hold of that one, almost putting it into the parking lot just then.
Umpires will have to check the ball. We've seen that a few times today. I actually think that's the better option. I think when they're trying to, force the shot, really go at the ball, they're losing their shape and they end up getting nothing.
Yeah, he just leaned back a little bit and got hold of it in the middle of his bat and went sailing over the boundary.
First ball bowled over at the other game, and we have a dot.
You're going to be commentating 2 games now.
Jeez, if there's anything else you want me to do while I'm here, cut the grass.
You did offer to do some coaching though.
I did actually. There's no problem doing that. No, this is really exciting. A little bit shorter. Pulled away, down to long on. He stops it, but they're going to push for 2. I think Denmark will be happy enough with that. Again, just legs guard need to just get a little bit fuller. Although they have the field set well for him. Oh, and he pulls across the line, just sits above his pad, and there's a call for catch. I don't think that came off the bat, but
didn't sound like it.
a little bit fuller. And mid-off moves around. Good lateral movement. Cuts off the ball. Captain just making a slight field adjustment. He's bringing around a mid-wicket and pushing the person at cow around to deep square. Just drives the ball down to long on. And again, I think Denmark will be pretty happy with this.
Yeah, Lexiger's putting it in the right areas. Pereira and Mayola are not able to get underneath it and put it away so far.
Cry of catch here on the boundary, and the catch is taken. Pereira goes. He played one out to deep cow corner, and the fielder is balanced, hands up high, took it under his eyes. Really nice catch. Just to keep you updated as well on the game over at College Field. First over bowled, and Germany have Germany have got 6 runs, my bad.
It's a big wicket for Denmark. Pereira's been a hard-hitting batter in the previous game, so I think they'll be glad to see the back of him.
New batter to the crease. Big job here. 31 for 2. Lots of smiles. Feeling comfortable now, Denmark. It's actually a really nice shot. He just played it. Softer hands. Late square cut. And holds the strike. I'd say Nick Maiolo is going to try kind of take the lead role here for a moment until the new batter, Manpreet Singh, gets in.
It's good bowling from leg skirt. 2 for 17 so far of his 3 overs in the power play. And, picking up those 2 early wickets will help Denmark a lot. And it definitely looked like he was enjoying himself out there.
Yeah, for sure. I think at this stage of the tournament, they've got to take as much as they can out, and even personally just get some extra wickets, make that great stop. It's a long L week.
Yeah, we're into the final session on the final day.
Oh my god, it sounds like the test match.
I'm sure it feels like that for some of them.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's funny, you go back to work, say for most of these guys on Monday, and they'll be like, that seemed like ages ago since we were playing cricket. Just a shorter ball, and Nick Maiolo didn't get a hold of that. They did run through for the single and brings him on to 33 for 2 off 5.1. Just over at College Field, just getting little bursts of information, and it's Germany are now 18 off 2 overs. Ooh. That was just a little bit shorter, and just the batter just nearly popped that up. He got a quick single there to mid-on. Sometimes I like down at those positions a left-handed fielder, you know, so it's natural when they're it's hit out that area.
I think they were happy to just have the single.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he gets away with that. I think the batter just stepped inside that actually, and that's why it hasn't been called wide. This is Delaware Khan. Generates, he's a lot of steps in his actual run-up and his approach, and then in his release, he really generates a lot of power from his shoulders. A slight slingy action. It's effective.
Yeah, he really launches himself over that front foot.
Required run rate here for Italy, 8.72. 125 needed from the 14.2. That's what met well by his teammates. The banter level has gone up on the field, Esther.
Yeah, it's good pressure bowling in the power play still. Just 2 runs off his first 5 balls.
Oh, fantastic shot. He really got a hold of that early. Shorter ball, just on leg side, and he picked that up, and it went just slightly backward of square. Nobody there.
Probably straight off the line just then, giving him room to hit that ball. Square leg.
Just throughout this tournament, we've seen some fantastic shots and some really good bowling performances and fielding, and it's just something we've highlighted, that maybe just being able to put together a full game and really apply themselves in, you know, all 3 areas is something, I suppose, that comes with experience and playing teams at this level and playing more and more higher level cricket, you know, instead of it being up and down. It's the only way they can improve.
Yeah, well, as we were talking about earlier, they've got a bit of cricket coming up, which is good. The key is getting cricket with a bit of pressure on, because that usually kicks everyone into gear and gets them to a whole new level. So the T20Is create that pressure because everything counts for points and for rankings. So even with both teams out of contention for qualification, they're still playing for those ranking points. So there's still something to gain from these games.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, that Denmark will take on Finland in some T20 internationals, and also then later on Italy will play in a 50 over pathway competition. So there is cricket coming up. Not for all, but it's getting there, and there's more and more cricket becoming available for people.
Yeah, and they're starting to feel that. I mean, Denmark is now in a position where and I think it's the same for Italy, where players are away from home probably 4 or 5 weeks out of the year, which is a long time to be away, spending all your holiday days on playing cricket abroad.
Yeah. Nice shot. Just pushing it out to the deep cover there, looking for 2, but cut off and well fielded. And person behind him was trying to come in off the boundary just to back him up. Just now we're outside the power play, so they can actually push out more fielders. Oh. Again, a fuller ball. Just getting a hand to the ball, stopping that 4 runs. Just little things like that add up, Esther. And at the end of this, then, you know, you want those to go to the boundary, or it saves runs, gets you that win.
I think in this particular case, Manpreet Singh was lucky not to be run out at his non-strikers end. As you saw that happen yesterday in the Jersey game.
Oh, and he's gone large at that. Oh, and great fielding. Just played it over mid-wicket's head there, and he chased it down, picked it up a really good turn. He's still got 2 runs. Mayolo and Singh, 17 and 3 as they move on to 43 for 2. Nice and full. Down to mid-on. Just restricts them to the 1. football game going to happen down there, Esther. Haven't seen football all week down there. Fantastic, and he plays that down to third man. Really, really nice shot, but just picks up the one. Good feeling off the rope. That's the end of the 7th over, and they move on to 45 for 2. Just over at the other game. They move on to, just trying to find the score, 42 of 3.4. It's all happening over there.
Yeah, make sure you've got 2 screens open. One with this game and one with the Germany-Jersey game. Because that will be a very interesting game to watch.
And it's actually really nice. The sun is out in both grounds and full game getting in.
Yeah, the ground staff has done a phenomenal job this week to get the game on. I think we've seen some fantastic pitches all week. Some good cricket played on it, so it's been good work from them. I mean, they put a lot of hours in, especially at College Field, trying to get that field playable in time for yesterday's game, and they managed to do it, which was a small miracle, but we're very grateful.
Just a change of bowling. And he's bowling wide up front. Just trying to confirm the number on his back. I actually can't see from here. Actually, Shah, let's come on this end, left arm bowler. Oh, he got tangled up in the batter. But well stopped, stopping the single. Better come back. Using his feet, pushes the ball to mid wicket. It's pretty hard, and they go through and they get the single. Myola moves on to 18 off 13. Good feeling, kind of hits it a backward point. Feels it sharply back to the keeper. They're still building this pressure. Just hit to the right hand side of mid wicket there. Just picking up an easy single. I just feel at some stage, Esther, we might have to see a few big shots. Singles are fine, but they will need them at some stage.
They will need them, but they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Getting settled. That was their undoing yesterday. They tried to go for the big shots too soon, and they found the fielders rather than the boundary. So I think they're just taking it easy at the moment, just getting settled, and then they'll unleash some hitting later on, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree, because we actually saw that from the openers, and I did say that maybe they should be pushing it around a little bit to get it, to get the feel for it, and being there now. So this is going to become very interesting. Just takes a step down and an easy single to mid wicket. They're just pushing it around a little now, but keeping the scoreboard ticking over, and they're coming up close to 50. Now they're 50 now off 8, should I say? With that run rate just up at over 9. Just take a look at just a quick summary so you can see what has happened so far in both innings. Just again, 2 big partnerships for Denmark that got them over to 158 for 9 off their 20. And there's some good opening bowling from Blaisgaard. They've picked up 2 wickets. So It's going to be an interesting next couple of overs to see how they're going to go about chasing this total down. And just over at the other ground, Germany are batting. Germany are chasing 135, and at the moment they're 44 for no loss of 4.3. Singh just taking a little step down towards that ball and not connecting with it, but getting a single. Have you noticed the amount of bugs here?
I have.
God, they make me itchy.
Well, we're in a very green country with a lot of flora. It's been phenomenal to be in Guernsey this week. It's quite beautiful.
Oh, and there's a wicket. Bold. Middle stump. Pulled across the line slightly. Just a wicket maybe at the wrong time. But chasing that big total, I suppose that's always on their mind, and they're just trying to push it along. The run rate's now over 9.2. Who's the new batter? Just over at the Germany Jersey game, they seem to have picked up a wicket. Hawkins K has picked up a wicket. So it's 44 for 1 off 4.4.
Well, Gino Jojo doing the right thing there. Just bowling on the stumps. Knowing that the batter's going to have to play some shots to try and catch up on this run rate.
This is new batter to the creases. Abdul. He's joining Maiolo. He's on 20 off 17 balls. Oh, that's well fielded. Every run he stopped counts. Gino Jojo. Like, is there anything he can't do? It's fantastic.
Sometimes underestimated how important the bowler is as a fielder.
Yeah. And he plays that away down to third man. Just pick up one run. Nicely fielded into the keeper. Just feel the tempo has gone down a little bit on the field here, hasn't it? You can feel. Just.
Yeah, they're not as noisy as before.
Yeah.
They're just taking it a bit easy at the moment, so interesting times coming up now.
Oh, and a big inside edge. I don't think the third man will cut that off. That's 4 runs. They move on to 56 for 3 off 8.5. Just some of those runs you can't stop. As we just take it. Doesn't matter, it's an extra 4 in the book.
No, it doesn't say how you get it. It just says 4 in the scorebook.
There's just been another wicket at the ground in College Field. Germany have lost another wicket, should I say, and Jersey have taken a catch, a fantastic catch. Now they're 45 for 2 off 5 overs. God, there's a lot to play for in that game with the spot at the qualifying tournament at the ICC and T20 World Cup qualifying competition in UAE. Just go back to Italy versus Denmark here. Denmark set 158 and Italy are trying to chase it down. They're 57 for 3 at the moment. Oh, and he's walked across the stumps trying to play it down to 45 or finer, and he's actually bowled him. That's Abdul gone for little or none. That's a bit disappointing, Esther, isn't it? I understand there's a place for those shots, but maybe not just at the moment.
No, wicket now for Denmark puts them in a very comfortable position. You just feel the momentum is in their hands now, and I'm sure Coach Kellum is going to have some words about that shot selection.
Yeah, I think so. Again, we've seen some teams get themselves into some really good positions here, and then it's undone quickly. Like literally a couple of balls changes everything. For Denmark, although if I was their captain there, I'd be like, guys, we need to finish so strong. Let's get them all out here. So, let's see what's to come. 102 needed off 10.5 overs. Their run rate continued to grow. What's next for you, Esther?
Well, next week we're off to La Manga in Spain, where you will be joining us again for the women's qualifier. That's obviously a big tournament with a lot at stake for all three teams. It's not just the T20 qualifier, we're playing it in the T20 format, but it's also the qualifier for the 50 over pathway. So for the 50 over Women's World Cup in 2021, as well as the T20 World Cup in Australia in 2020. So it's a big event. We've got the Netherlands, Scotland and Germany playing. Scotland pre-qualified for the T20 global qualifier since they're hosting it. But they still have to compete to get onto that 50 over pathway. And Germany and the Netherlands will be fighting it out for the final qualification spot in the T20 qualifier, as well as obviously securing a spot in the 50 over global qualifier. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And again, there's just so much option and there's so much to play for. You know, there's more and more competitions and more countries getting involved. It's really great to see for women's cricket.
Yeah, it's great to see another team in Europe join the tournament. Germany will be the first time they play an ICC event, and they've done well in recent years to build up the number of female players domestically, as well as their international team playing in unofficial events, playing in bilaterals, and doing really well. So we're looking forward to see what they have to offer.
Yeah. I follow women's cricket heavily on Twitter, and just you see a new team all the time. Mexico City, they had a game the other day, a team against Rwanda. I know they were all out for a small amount, but at the same time, teams are popping up everywhere. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, and again, it's the T20I status that has made a big difference. A lot of countries are taking women's cricket seriously now. They see it as an opportunity to grow the game. They know 50% of the population is underserved in the cricket community, so they're keen to create opportunities for women's cricket, and it's been really encouraging to see the growth worldwide. There's more countries getting involved, there's more domestic cricket happening and more international cricket happening, so very pleasing to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just coming back to this game here, he sent for a new bat. Do you remember when they brought in the mongoose bat? with the very long handle. The West Indian guys used to bat with it. I actually played in a competition, and some of the West Indian girls, they sent in for it, and geez, they hit the ball a mile with it.
Yeah, I remember it well. We had the pleasure of being at the receiving end of Deandra Dottin bashing it to all parts using a mongoose.
Like, I don't think she even needs that bat. She can hit it with any bat. Just at the moment, Italy are 60 for 4 off 10.1. Again, we spoke about that run rate, and it's creeped up now over to 10 now. It's a wide ball signal by Mary Waldron. Just in the other game, Germany have moved on to 56 for 2 off 6 overs. If that match gets close over there, my fellow commentator Ian will be so excited. That's just a fantastic shot, a 6 over mid-on's head. Really nice balance by Mead, JP Mead.
I think that was one of the taller Danish fielders as well, so it sailed over his head, so that was a big shot. Well hit.
It's well bowled. Questions asked. Gino Jojo trying to force another wicket. Just the intent from Italy has slipped away a little. Just even the singles that they were getting very easily a couple of overs ago have slowed down. There we go.
I think that wicket did the trick there and swinging the momentum a bit towards Denmark with is it Mariola coming out. We've been scoring at more than a run a ball, and these two batters still reasonably fresh at the crease, having to come in and hit the ball hard.
And especially with that run rate, it's quite big. That's well fielded. Ball played down to third man here in front of us. Do you know what? From watching the teams during the week, each team they've got better in certain parts of their game. They put it together well, and again, just going back to the exposure and them needing more cricket, like it's a common thing that they all speak about, and I suppose that's why I really want them to get as much as they can out of this week. And just kind of when you see kind of teams getting having a lull, I'm just like, Jesus, this is where you need to be playing your cricket. You know, you don't get another chance.
No, you don't want to go home with any regrets that you could have done more. You leave it all out on the field, and that's what these players are looking to do most of the time. They're giving it everything, and you know it's been a long week, and you can tell from it. But we do see the fielders running, sprinting still to the ball, and these bowlers working hard to try and get that wicket. And of course these batters haven't given up yet. They're still trying to win this game.
Just pushes one down to mid-on, looking for a second. And Legsgaard cuts it off, just picking up the one. Just on the other game over at College Fields, there's been another wicket. It's 60 for 3.
And crucially, that run rate seems to have slowed a bit. That will be in Jersey's favour.
It's gone big. There's a fielder on it. And he's taken a great catch. Legsgaard takes a really good catch just in front of us here. I don't think he quite got a hold of that to make up some ground to catch it. And a really good catch. That's 71 now for 5. just again, just pull up a summary so you can keep up to date what's happened in the game so far. Denmark posted 158 for 9 with some good partnerships. And Italy at the moment are 71 for 5. They just haven't been able to get going. Denmark have got wickets at vital times and they've come out firing in this innings. There's some jazzy shoes out there. That's Michael Ross with the best shoes of the day. Oh, and he nearly tops edge out to cover. They just push forward and get a single. So we have JP Mead and Michael Ross at the wicket. Something else that we spoke about, Esther, during the week, when they have them in this sort of positions, they still maintain some of the kind of less attacking fields. I feel they should nearly jump upon the batters a little bit more. Just force an error.
Yeah, I think there's two ways to go about it, and I think that they feel by restricting the number of boundary options that builds enough pressure for the batter to do something funny and top edge it potentially and try and hit out and fall just short. So they know they're in a comfortable position and still need the required run rates up to 10 and a half and over. So they'll be happy to just give them the single and build pressure that way.
Oh, and he goes back and uses the crease there, just gets it away to mid-wicket and still pushes through and gets a run. Michael Ross moves on to 2 off 2 and JP Mead is 12 off 10. So we're down to 8 overs and 84 needed from 8 overs. 84 needed from 48. Do you like that math?
It's a lot of work to do still. So one of two things will happen now. Are you going to go big and get close, or
go big or go home?
Yeah. I don't think these Italians have come here to just bat out the 20 and be happy with 110 or 120. I think they'll still be looking to chase the score and try go home with another win.
Slaysguard just on now, and just got a single down to long on there. He really darts the ball in from a height. A bit short, pulls it out just to in between cow and square leg. There could be a run out here. Get 2 runs, and they move on to 78 for 5.
And you'll run 2 there. I'll go try to. It's good fielding from the mid-wicket boundary. Managed to sprint to the ball and cut off the 2. Put some pressure on.
Cuts that way. It's cover boundary, just picks up the single. Again, Denmark will be pretty happy for this to play out like this. Slaysguard on his 3rd over. that. It's mid-wicket. He's sprinting in from the boundary and cuts off the 2. Well done.
The Danish fielders definitely still look like they can keep going for another couple of days in this tournament. They're fit, they're sprinting to every ball, they're cutting off the boundaries, they're right on top of every ball. Good spell of bowling as well from Legscar. 24 runs, run a ball.
He really got them off to a really good start.
That's exactly what they needed.
And they just pick up the single out to square leg. Ross moves on to 6 from 6. Oh, he doesn't get it through the covers. Well fielded. It's actually a nice shot. Deserved a little bit more.
Ross was backing up well to look for the single, but the fielder got hold of it, so it wasn't on.
Good length. Again, just going back to, I think Denmark are pretty happy just for this to play out the way it is at the minute, I suppose. Just keeping you informed in the other game. Germany are 73 for 3 off 8.4 overs. Going 72 off 11.1. That's coming big. That's coming our way, Esther. 6 runs.
6 runs into the VIP tent. Well hit. It's a good over so far, 10 runs of it. If they can get a few more of this ball, then at least they're on the run rate.
Pushed it down to long on. Looking for a second. Just feel like Italy are stepping it up a little here.
Ross on 15 off 9 now, so the strike rate's looking healthy.
Just bring up the batting. So, a good innings from Maiolo. Just wickets have fallen at kind of difficult stages, and we're seeing these two at the moment. Ross and Mead, they're building up a bit of a partnership. Still a long way to go. 158 needed off the 20, and they're 93 for 5. So played out to the leg side, looking for 2. And the fielder cuts it off. Well done. Ross was actually coming for a second. Mead said no. And I think that could be a no ball. Mary Waldron has signalled a no ball. And a free hit has been signalled. They have 6 fielders out. Can happen, but I suppose it's costly. He's gone big, and maybe a bit of spin on that. Just Just hits it out to cow corner, and they just get one run from the free hit. Those are little things that maybe creep in at the end of a tournament when people are just a bit tired, I suppose. But if this was in a case where it was close, that could have proved costly.
Well, that's what you were saying before. They're definitely still in this game, and they seem to have kicked it up a notch, and Denmark need to have a reply now.
Ross just pushed through for the single. Getting closer to 100 runs. It's well bowled. Maybe the groan of effort. Just over at the other ground. Many times have I said that. Germany are now 82 for 4 off 9.3. He's got a hold of that. Oh, that's a great catch taken out long on. I don't think he actually fully connected with that. But I suppose it's a time where he just felt he had to go for it. And there's a fielder there. They lose their 6th wicket. It's now 97 for 6.
Yeah, that's the wicket that Denmark needed to really put the screws on it. It leaves Italy in a very difficult situation with just a couple of overs left in the game and a lot of runs still to get. So
did you see those?
I would say Denmark is on top at this stage.
Yeah, I agree. And I was just about to say that you can see the 3rd and 4th wicket there falling very close. Just 8 extras, but again, that name, Nikolai Leisgaard, has done well in this with the ball up front and set the tone. He tied them up early and got those 2 wickets that were needed. It's been backed up then by the other guys coming on from different ends. They just scrap it through and get the single. Ross just is slightly awkward to face. His full effort ball, and he gives it, it's a bit of a sling, but again, it's effective. Just not reading Khan at the moment. Just the angles he's coming in as well is just challenging the batters. So Italy move on to 98 for 6 off the 15th over, and 60 run required off 5. Just give you a little score update from over College Field. They're 84 for 4 off 10 overs. So it says 51 needed off 10. God, it's all go.
Tension will be building at that ground.
Absolutely.
Germany's still in with a mathematical chance, but Jersey's still ahead on that run rate on that points table.
And Jersey have just picked up a 5th wicket. That's 84 for 5. That pushes it all up. God, I'm commentating from both games here, Esther. Ian's probably kicking back over there while I commentate on both games. Oh, hard luck. Feeling from Can on the boundary, backing up his captain. Just played to Deep Cow there. Just keeping that strike rotation going. You can see singles won't do it, boys, is the cry. Sixes will, and that's a 6. That's a fantastic shot hit by Ross. Just a little bit, I think a little bit short there, and he just picked it up. Really put everything into that. That's 6 runs. They've moved up past 100. They're 106 now for 6 off 15.3. There's nothing worse when you're fielding and you say ones won't do it and then they smack you for a 6. There's actually another wicket over at the other ground, and that's Germany are now 84 for 6. And that's hit out to the boundary at extra cover. And great fielding again. Such a good arm out there. Makes such a difference having the right fielders in the right spots. Just squeezes on down those runs. And they just push a single there to cover.
Denmark have worked hard over winter to improve their fitness and improve their fielding. They're putting high value on having all-round skills in the squad. It's not just about being a good batter anymore or just being a good bowler. You need to be a good batter and a good fielder, or a good bowler and a good fielder.
And just we spoke about Letizier, and unfortunately had his injuries with his hips, but there's nowhere to hide anyone anymore. If you can't field it, it stands out, and these players are too good. They'll nearly pick you out and nearly target a fielder. It becomes a weakness within this team, so I totally agree with that. Just at the end of the 16th over now, it's 109 for 6. I'm just going to have Delaware Can come on again from the far end. Delaware, my bad.
Well, they got 11 of that previous over, but they're still behind the required run rate, so they're doing the best they can, but it's still a lot of runs to get.
Really nice shot. Low full toss, and he just put his bat through that, and it's gone down between extra cover and mid-off. If they can keep going like this, Esther, you never know. You just have to back yourself, especially in T20. They now need 46 off 3.5 overs. Just over at the other game, it's 98 for 6 off 11. 2 wickets in that last over. Needing 37 off 9 overs. He gets a hold of that again. And mid-on comes around, cuts it off. Just a single for Ross. Gets that off the hip down to backward square, and he's taken on the second, and he gets home comfortably. Really good run from Singh.
Yeah, pushing the 2 there. 7 of the over so far. 3 balls left. So.
A couple of the Italians standing up over there. Taking on the 2. Sometimes you feel that with an extra bit of pace on the ball, if you just get any bat to it, they can get it away. Nearly when the spinners are on, they have to generate that themselves. It can work in, in both ways, I suppose. On that, you can argue both, but I just feel at the moment, I think this might be actually suiting them. 118 for 6 off 16.4. Guys have hold the ball. You don't want to be throwing it around and misfield extra throws. That's one thing when I go to Australia, the kids are like, say throw, say 3. So I'm so conscious of it now when I say it. He's putting the kitchen sink into that. Just gets the 1 run Singh down the ground to mid-off. And he holds the strike. And it's 119 for 6 of 17 overs. Just over at the other ground, it's 99 for 6 in the 11th over. And it could be a 4. But it's all go over there. Just going to have a change of bowling. And I think it's Oliver Holt coming back on. So we can have a look at his bowling stats so far in the game. He's bowled 3 overs. This is his last over and picked up 1 wicket. He needed off the 3 overs. He pulls that away to the leg side and they pick it up just for the single. And Ross is on strike. So Ross is in now. He's 32 off 18, Singh 8 off 8. And they've got to look to take on these bowlers. Oh, it's like a loft. And they're coming back for 2. That's actually well played. He didn't fully go through with his shot. He just placed it in the middle where there was no fielder, and really well played. Little sand wedge there. He's gone big here. There might be a man under it. Yes, he's taken the catch. Again, it's that name. It's Nikolai Legsgaard. Again, his height came into play there because it was nearly gone over his head, but a pretty comfortable catch for the tall man. And Mike Ross has gone for 34 off 19. Just having a look at the batting there. Just while we have a little break, just so you can catch up. Again, just we have a middle order there where it didn't fire. Singh and Abdul. Put a bit of pressure on the guys coming in now. And Singh next to the crease. And two relatively new batters. 37 needed off 2.3 overs. Denmark just adjusting their field and making sure they're not caught again with 6 fielders out. Just a few overs they got caught in that position and forced a free hit. They're just leaving out deep square, cow, mid on, mid off and a cover. That's well bowled. Yorker ball dug out, well played too. I'm not sure I got this right just with the batters. I'll just come back to you on that. Pushing for 2. And he cuts it off, well fielded. Full toss again, it's coming down our direction. And Laceguard is under it again. He takes a really good catch. Running forward. And he does a lap. He's really getting up his step count today. Pushes it out to the cover boundary and picks up the single. Just again adjusting the fields, making sure he gets it right before he lets go of the ball. Set to mid on, and he cuts it off comfortably. Just a single. Down at the other pitch, it's Germany have moved on to 116 for 7 off 12.5, needing 19 off 7 overs. Just on here, Italy 125 for 8, needing 34 off 1.3. Gets a full toss. Oh, and well fielded by the bowler. Doesn't get a chance to put that away. And it's another wicket. Middle stump. And Singh has to go for 1 run. Just having a look at the bowler's figures here. So it was what, 3.5 overs, 25 runs for 2 wickets. Bowled very, very well. He's performed well with the bat today and fielding. So Italy trying to chase 158 for 9 wickets that they got earlier on. And at the moment they're 125 for 9. The run rate was always quite high. It will seem like a big task, and losing wickets at key areas. That's a great ball. That's over up. We move into the last over. Denmark-Italy fixture. And just over at College Field, it's 127 for 7. There's 8 runs are needed off 6.4 overs. It's going to be an interesting finish. He goes long. And that's well fielded. Down to cow corner. They pick up 2. Push them on to 127. But I think it's all too late now. Big task. Not impossible, but very big task. It's just mishit that, but got it down to square leg, trying to look for 2, and it's well fielded to cut off the boundary. And that's it. The final wicket is taken. Oliver Hald gets the wicket of Manas Singha. And Italy are all out here trying on for 128 off 19.3, chasing 158. We'll just have a look at the batting for the Italians. As you can see, they lost wickets in key areas. And Maiolo batted well and got 25 off 20 balls, and also Michael Ross at the end, 34 off 20, but no one else really fired. And Denmark, in fairness, bowled well with the ball, and up front bowl, good lines and good lengths, and it was definitely a slightly different Denmark than we've seen throughout this tournament. Just a summary of the game. Just there you can see Denmark winning, or Denmark losing, sorry, Denmark won by 30 runs. And just over at the other ground, Germany are 1-3-0 for 7 or 14 overs, 5 required of 6 overs. So we'll leave you here at the beautiful KGV playing grounds, and you can tune in to the remaining balls left in the other game, and you'll find out who's qualified for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifiers in UAE.